I'm Jerry Gould. I'm standing here with James Herr of the Orangeville Tigers, girls league in Orangeville. So James, you know, Orangeville has always been known as a hockey town, a lacrosse town, and recently all over the town you can see Orangeville Tiger jersey and shirts. And how long have you been involved with this amazing team?
I've been around the Tigers for about a decade now. My oldest is U15 now, and I coached her from when she was about 4 years old. So been with the Tigers for a while and volunteering just like everyone else in the organization. So yeah, it's been great.
Very good. And what is the age limit for a Tiger? Like, they come in at what age?
So our fundamental program is our first program, so 4 and 5 year olds, and then our Tigers graduate once they head out of their third year of U18. So
U18, but I heard you were talking about there's also a senior Tiger League.
One of our fastest growing segments is the senior women's rec league. They play Friday nights here at Alder, and it's a fantastic league. We've got 7 teams this year, looking for 8 next year, hopefully.
You know, it's funny. I've been to a couple of those games, and they are exceptional hockey players. You know, for most men, I think we'd be intimidated being on the ice with them.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So coming up shortly, I know with the Orangeville Tigers, there's always been Big Sweetheart Tournament. And from what I understand, this year is the 44th tournament, a year of this tournament.
Yes, it is. So we're welcoming between 85 and 90 teams to Orangeville the end of January, so the last weekend in January, and it's always a super busy weekend here in town. So
yeah, I've been to that tournament a few times as mostly as a spectator. My daughter was more into the figure skating than she was in the hockey, but a lot of my son's friends are part of the Orangeville Tigers. So Orangeville also has a pretty predominant women's or girls lacrosse team. Do you find a lot of crossover there?
We do. I coach right now a competitive U15 team, and several of my girls are crossover athletes. So it's fantastic to see that they're able to kind of hone in their skills on in hockey as well as in lacrosse.
So with the girls' teams, do they have ambitions of making it to the Olympics and or to maybe scholarships someday?
I think so. I think the fact that we're seeing this professional women's hockey league in Canada now and throughout North America, and the fact that we've hosted a professional women's game here in Orangeville and a few years ago, and just being able to see that representation and knowing that is possible for them. So
the league is growing in leaps and bounds. I mean, you know, in your time with the league, have you seen a significant growth?
I was mentioning that we host what we call the First Shift program. It's a program that's sponsored by Bauer and the NHLPA Association. It's run across the country, but we've really seen growth in our house league as well as into our competitive programs based on all of these girls who are joining up. They pay a small fee, they get ice time for 6 weeks, and it's been fantastic. It's really bolstered our programs.
Yeah, and it's a great league to watch. I mean, it's very competitive. You know, everyone thinks of the girls not being as competitive, but they're every bit as competitive, if not more, than the boys sometimes.
Exactly. We always sort of talk about the physicality in boys hockey, but I would suggest you come out and watch some girls' games, and you'll see just as much physicality.
Oh, you sure will, and it's always been a pleasure to watch. What do you think is the biggest influence in current professional hockey to some of these girls?
I just think the fact that we're able to see these games. I know that a lot of my girls are excited to be able to go down to Toronto and see a game shortly and be able to sort of see that, you know, we're getting a lot of media attention and they're garnering that. So
yeah, and there's some very outspoken females that we see, like Katie Wittenhauser and a few others, that are just speaking to the girls and bringing them up through the league. And I just think the future for girls hockey is here now, and it's going to only get better.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, it was a real pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing many games around town. So
thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.